There was a moment at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, a small quiet one, where Peter walks into a cold, barely furnished apartment, places his GED study book on a desk, and stares out at the city that no longer knows he exists. And that moment, that's the real beginning of Spider-Man. And what's interesting is that it didn't start that way, because Tom Holland's Spider-Man wasn't built to carry weight. He was built to be protected. From the moment he was introduced, this Spider-Man was unlike any we have had before him. No radioactive spider-bite scene, no alleyway robber, no Uncle Ben. Instead, he drops into the Marvel Cinematic Universe mid-action. Flashy suits, wisecracks, and the personal blessing of Tony Stark. He wasn't written as an underdog but as a prodigy, a kid handpicked by Iron Man. He didn't stumble into heroism, he was recruited. And that made all the difference. This Peter Parker, let's just call him Spider-Man Jr., wasn't forged in trauma. He was nurtured, backed by mentors, supported by tech, shielded by powerful allies. He came ready-made with a safety net that no Spider-Man before him ever had. And it worked for a time. He was likable, charming, a little bit awkward, a little bit funny. The MCU brand was strong with this one. But something never sat quite right, at least for fans who knew the essence of Spider-Man, because he felt too clean, too equipped, too safe. Things came a little bit too easy. And you don't need a whole Spider-Man encyclopedia to know he's always supposed to struggle. Not just with villains, but with life, with rent, with loneliness, with choosing between saving the day and saving a relationship. That hardship wasn't there. The moral cost wasn't there. The aching solitude that defined Peter Parker across decades of comic books and adaptations wasn't there. But maybe that was the point. Maybe this was Marvel's angle of tackling Spider-Man. And accidentally, they created the most tragic Spider-Man ever made. Because what Marvel did with Tom Holland's Spider-Man wasn't an oversight, it was a setup. They gave us a Spider-Man who started with everything just so they could take it all away. And I'll explain to you how. In Homecoming, Peter is practically wrapped in a bubble wrap. He has Tony watching over him, he has Ned as a confidant or his guy in the chair, he's got Liz as a love interest. The stakes are low and the world still treats him like a teenager trying his best. Even when he screws up, Tony or Happy or some gadget saves the day. He's not haunted by guilt or driven by great responsibility yet. He's just trying to be useful. And why not? He's not the only superhero around. He's barely even a public figure. The world doesn't expect much from him yet. Which takes us to Far From Home, where the cracks begin to show. Tony is gone due to Endgame, and the world has changed post-blip. Peter is grieving, but he doesn't know how. He doesn't want the weight, he just wants to be a kid again, just for one summer. But responsibility catches up. He gets manipulated by Mysterio, and although the stakes rise, Peter still has backup. Nick Fury, sort of. Happy, Stark text, the consequences haven't landed, not fully. And then No Way Home comes along. This is where everything just changes. No Way Home is not just the best Holland Spider-Man movie, although some people argue that it isn't. It's the most cruel, because it strips Peter down piece by agonizing piece. First, his identity is exposed. Suddenly the whole world knows who he is. He can't walk outside without cameras, he can't go to school, he can't protect his friends, and when he tries to fix it, to take responsibility, he only makes things worse. He tries to help villains who don't belong in his world, and in the process he loses Aunt May, the only true family he had. Her death isn't just a tragedy, it's a turning point. Her words with great power must also come great responsibility hits Peter when he has already lost everything. And then, just when you think it can't get worse, it does. The multiverse is crumbling, chaos spreads. The only way to fix it is to make everyone forget who Peter Parker is. Not Spider-Man, but Peter Parker. That's not just wiping memories, that's erasing a whole person. So he does it, he makes the call. This is where Peter becomes what he has always been meant to be, alone. No mentor, no friends, no tech, no home, no name. Just a kid with a cheap apartment, a GED study guide, and the suit he stitched himself. The MCU didn't just give us a traditional Spider-Man origin. I think there was a time where people were complaining that this Spider-Man just isn't working without his origin. But Marvel did the reverse of that. Instead of starting with loss, they let Peter live. They let him laugh, team up with heroes, and feel safe. Then they just tore it all away, and what's left is a ghost in his own life, a nobody with nothing. And that's when Peter becomes Spider-Man. It's tragic, but it's brilliant, because Spider-Man's superpower has never really been his webs or his strength. It's his endurance, his ability to suffer and still keep showing up, to love and let go, and to be forgotten and still fight for those who don't even know his own name. And that's what makes Holland Spider-Man the most tragic version we have ever seen, and you can't argue otherwise. Not because he cried the most, not because he lost the most, but because the loss came slow. The pain was quiet, the story was long, it crept up on us, and when it landed, it stayed. Tobey's Spider-Man lost Uncle Ben. Andrew's Spider-Man lost Gwen, but Holland, he lost everything, piece by piece, until there was nothing left but the suit and the city to save. And now a brand new day on the horizon, the world is excited again, but it's not Spider-Man Jr. we're getting this time. It's not the kid with training wheels, it's the man who's seen the bottom, who's been broken. And that's when Spider-Man is at his most dangerous, his most heroic, his most real. So maybe, just maybe, this whole journey was intentional. Maybe Marvel didn't just rush his growth, maybe they made us watch him live, so that we could truly feel it when he finally lost it all. Because when Peter rises again, it won't be because Stark gave him a suit, it won't be because Fury handed him a mission, it'll be because he chose to, on his own, with nothing but pain behind him and hope ahead. And if you ask me, that's exactly what Spider-Man has always been about. That's exactly what makes Peter Parker a superhero. That is Spider-Man. Or maybe the Spider-Man comic book writers just saw Peter doing slightly okay for once and said, nah. Oh, hell no! So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Which live action Spider-Man do you think suffered the most? Drop a comment below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, maybe subscribe, you know the drill. It helps the channel, it helps me, it helps the algorithm, it helps a lot. But until then, I'm out.